All right, guys, we are back in the shop and we got something exciting coming down the pipeline. This is a little 5.3 LS that I picked up for my Chevy pickup. So I picked up this LS 5.3 from a junkyard. It was $1,000 and they told me it had 80,000 miles. Upon further inspection, this is not true. But $1,000, it's got good compression, it's got all the accessories. So I'm gonna make this the cheapest LS install into a square body Chevy pickup possible. And that doesn't mean it's gonna look like shit. I'm gonna pressure wash it, I'm gonna paint stuff, I'm gonna hot tank stuff, might even sandblast stuff and clean it up real nice and do a nice clean install, but it is going to be on a budget. So let's tear this thing down and start washing it. What is that? Well, where did it go? Well, I can't find it now. All right, so I got all the pertinence blocked off, intake manifold ports, PCV, exhaust manifold ports. So you can just see how nasty this thing is and why I don't believe it's 70,000 miles. This thing is, I already cleaned these surfaces up a little bit, but I don't think this is 70,000 miles. But got compression, so it'll work for what we need. Quick wash and a coat of paint. This thing will be looking good as new. A couple gaskets maybe. But, all right, let's wash it. Get you guys in here for a little before shot. This thing is nasty. Well, this thing's got a blown fucking head gasket. God damn it. After all that, I guess it's got a warranty, so I'm gonna call them right now, but this thing was not as advertised. It wasn't 70,000 miles or 80,000 miles. You can tell by all of the broken shit, all the rust inside the water pump, all of the extra oil. It had broken head studs. This one's all cockeyed. It's got a bunch of broken head studs. There's another, exhaust manifold bolt, sorry. This isn't 70,000 fucking miles. Give me a break. We're back on the 5.3 today. We're gonna tear it down, inspect the head, inspect the block. I got a straight edge to check for warpage, make sure there's no damage to either surface. Probably pop the cam out, check the bearings. I have another cam that I might put in it, but if the bearings are shot, I'll probably just run the stock cam. I'm trying to do this on a budget, so yeah, let's tear this thing apart and find out how bad it is. Alright, well, got the head off, and there's the blown head gasket. Good news is, this is like very superficial, way far away from the combustion chamber. Essentially just a coolant leak. So, this bolt was also loose, so I don't know if that had something to do with it, but you can see there's no breakage or protrusion or deformation out of the combustion chambers. Cylinder head looks okay. This would be the area up here. Doesn't look terrible. A little bit of cleaning up, and I think it's usable. Somebody did a horrible job at maintaining their engine, but I think this thing might just work. Let's see if I can get this off. Don't look half bad. I've seen worse. All right. On the upside, it's still got crosshatch. There's no lip right here. It actually looks really pretty good. So, see that? Got some crosshatch left. Look at this. There's a chance this is 70,000 miles. But god damn, that was a rough 70,000, I'll tell you that. So, clean this bad boy up and make some horsepower. Alright, so what I'm using is this super scraper from Amazon. It's got a carbide tip. Let me see if you can see that. It's a square carbide tip. Works pretty well. This thing is pretty nasty. And then I'm going to use these 3M row lock sort of. They're like a little thicker than your standard ones, so they have a little bit of cushion. Not as harsh. Well, it doesn't look great, but I'm gonna check it with a straight edge right now. I don't recommend that method that I was just using, but I'm on a budget build, so if I need to get the head surfaced, I do have another set of heads that I may end up using, but I'm gonna try this, check for flatness, and probably goop up the head gasket with a bunch of that gasket sealer and hope for the best. Let me try 15/10 thou. Man, even that's... Okay. Good enough for me. All right. So now that we know that we're not totally foobarred, I'm gonna go ahead and order up a head gasket kit with front and rear covers, seals. I have some other gaskets. I'm just gonna do both sides. I'm gonna pull the cam out, and I'll probably, as long as I don't look absolutely horrible, I'll probably put a cam in it and measure it for push rods, slap this thing back together, and the plan is gonna be a single BorgWarner S366 or S369 turbo in the Chevy. So that'll be a bit of an upgrade from what we got right now. I just wanted to drive a little bit nicer. That thing gets 8 miles to the gallon probably, and I got solid engine mounts, and it's just a fucking handful. So the plan is to put this in there. I already have the 4L60 in there. It's already built, so pop this bad boy in there. Got the transmission in there. Put a big old turbo on it. Do it pretty nice this time, and probably vintage air and all that other stuff. And I'm gonna try to do it on the cheap. I do have a lot of parts already. This came with a whole accessory drive. I got another 5.3 for free that had a brand new cam and springs and some seals already with it. So I'm gonna try to do this pretty dirt cheap, but with good parts. So follow along. Next time, I think we will pull the pistons out and gap the rings for boost. That'll be exciting. So, all right guys, just a short one today. I am going to use this Junkyard mower that I was screwed over on with a blown head gasket and a bunch of other stuff wrong with it. But turns out it's not smoked. It's not great, but it's not smoked, and the crosshatch is good, and so buyer beware. You know, sometimes you just get screwed. But I'm trying to make lemonade over here, so that's it. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one.